Morning everybody. In today's video you will see me doing signatures for the December journal. Unfortunately I can't show you the completed cover because the completed cover is not completed. My sewing machine broke, so yeah, I'm mourning the loss of my sewing machine. As soon as I can figure out how to get a new sewing machine or borrow a sewing machine, I can't finish the cover. Let's see. I may go out and buy my new sewing machine, I'm not sure. Here comes the signatures. I'm a little bit quiet in this video today. Just really didn't feel like talking, so I may do voiceover, but the rest is pretty much in a quiet video. Right, let's do some signatures for our December journal. Okay, 5 signatures, 5 pages. Okay, so originally I decided I was going to cut off all the borders out of all of these papers, but then I found that when I put them into the cover that they were too short, so I eventually just left them. So I'm just keeping in this section to show you all the sort of pages I was paging through so that you can see relatively what is in the journal, the type of pages, and then yeah, so I decided to keep the borders on the other signatures. So then we'll do a flip through just after this. Okay, so completed all the signatures last night. I'll do a quick flip through of them, but I also did some coffee dye staining to them. Basically, you take the signature and you just spray the coffee along the side, then you leave them to dry overnight. Okay, I've also done some distressing, so I've waxed it with my ruler, I've scrunched it all up, and let's see what we've got. There we go. So the instructions for the December were 5 A4 pieces of paper folded in half per signature, plus 2 smaller papers. So I've added my smaller papers as well. This is just a book, you know, the first page of a book, not called the dust cover, it's called something else. Okay. This is an old, I think it's identity card, but it's in Dutch. So you'll see on some of the pages, the coffee dye has come out really pretty well along the edges. I'm using a number of different kits. So we've got monotone birds from Hello Brazilian. We've got black vintage lace from Hello Brazilian. We have I think that's everything. Oh, we have Misty Pines from Hello Brazen. Sorry. We've got some grungy papers in there from Love Junk Journals. There's Rachel and Bella. We have Embossed from Stephanie Davis. Yeah. Tattered Remnants from Tailor Made Journals, and Rustic Lace from Tailor Made Journals. So that's everything we have in here. So now I want to do some more grunging up of the pages, and I'm going to use Lost Shadow for this, Distressed Oxide, and I'm going to use a bit of water. Okay, just a little note here. My pages are printed with a laser printer and not an inkjet printer. So the ink doesn't actually absorb into the paper as much as it would if you used inkjet printer. If you use the inkjet printer, you're more than likely to get running that occurs. So just be very careful when you're doing this technique with an inkjet printer. You'll see the kind of paper that I'm using. It doesn't absorb as well as if you were using copy dyed paper. Yes, I want that distressed oxide look on the pages. There we go. And the oxide will show up better when it's dry. So I'm going to do that to all of my pages, and then I will be back. Okay guys, I've done 2 of the papers so far. So there's the first one, the second one. Haven't done anything to this because it's old. This is the second one. So basically what the idea is to lighten up the dark pages and darken up the light pages. So I thought maybe I should show you some of what I'm doing, and you might enjoy the process. Okay, so as you can see, some of the printables that I've chosen have large borders around the bottom. So I'm trying to, I don't want to cut them off because then all my pages will be different sizes, and I want to keep my pages the same size. And so we're going to darken those sections, but we'll more than likely put lace or something over the top, of course, to make it into a tuck spot and etc. So I used vintage photo on the last one, and I didn't like that because it wasn't dark enough. So let's use walnut stain ink distress ink this time around. Okay, so all I am going to do, it's actually easier if you fold it that way, smaller piece of paper to work with. So you know, put some of this down, and then we're going to spray with our bottle. Not too much water, but enough. And mix it all around because that's the best thing to do. And then we're just going to dip sections in. So it looks like that. And then we want it to bleed inwards. So it's okay if it bleeds the whole way down the page, but if you don't like that, then you can just catch that so that it doesn't go the whole way across. Right, so then we're going to do that on this side. Okay, so it will filter through to the other side a little bit. But you can always dry it off like that. Okay, so I'm just going to continue the whole way around with it. Okay, so I'm just going to dry. Okay guys, I just remembered something. When you put the ink in the middle here, make sure that you dry it 100% because it's going to weaken your paper, and we're eventually going to obviously stitch this into a book. So if it weakens this paper here, then it's going to tear down the middle when you're sewing in your journal. Okay, so there we got it. See how it's darkened that edge over there, which is what I wanted. So it's got quite a nice effect. Now what I'm going to do, it always fascinates me though with the different distressed inks, the different colors that come out of it. So see here in the corner, walnut stain has bled a little bit green over here, and then on this one, this is vintage photo, and it seems to have gotten a little bit purple that's come through there on the vintage photo. And then this one is on the edge here is Lost Shadow, and it's got an even deeper purple that's come out from oxidization with, you know, the Lost Shadow and the scorched timber. Sorry, this is scorched timber. Very strange. Very, very strange. Okay, so now I want to add some rusty hinge oxide to the forest one, as well as the bird at the back. I think it might give quite a nice effect, but I'm not sure. Don't really use rusty hinge that much. So here I'm trying a different effect where I am bending the page and putting it in towards the line. I'm just going to dry this quickly. Okay, so here it is there. Let's do the same thing on this page, but we're going to go okay. Not sure if I like that, but we'll add some antique linen. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to like that, so I'm going to add some Lost Shadow Distressed Oxide. See if it tones it down a little bit. Yeah. And this I'm just going to dunk. Okay, let's try that and we'll see what effects it has. Okay, so that did pretty much nothing except for maybe bring the yellow out a bit of the rusty hinge. So now I'm going to try antique linen, and if it doesn't get the effect that I want, then this page is gonna go in another project. Thinking maybe I should add some blue because Louisa and Barbara in their videos they had yellows and blues and oranges on their pages as well. But yeah, let's add some antique glitter. I'm just gonna dry. Okay, so the antique linen didn't do much. So what I did was I sprayed it with walnut stained distressed spritz, which did a pretty good job. I think it looks a lot better now. Pulled back and pulled the orange back into the background, which is cool. I must say we won't be using Rusty Hinge again, that's for sure, because I don't like it at all. So, the problem is now with this one is that this is already quite dark, so I don't want to spray more darkness on there. So I was thinking that I would use the, where is it? Delusions shimmering spray, white linen. The thing is, this is obviously very white, contrasting. So maybe we should add something that looks a little goldish. So maybe if we add some tarnished brass, or I could make some gold splatter out of my acrylic paint. So let me just decide what I'm going to do and then I'll be back. Okay, so I did end up adding some gold splatters, and Barbara is from 49 Dragonfly is completely correct. Gold splatter always makes everything better. I also put some white splatter on, and I put a tiny little bit of the distressed spritz walnut stain, and it just all kind of blends it together. I'm now going to go in back and add some of the walnut spritz to the other pages, because now that I've added to this page, I kind of need to add a little bit here and there to the rest of the signature, otherwise it's going to be not going to be cohesive, and probably a little bit of gold splatter to some of the pages. I am going to have to use the Rusty Hinge again, even though I don't want to, but I think I'm going to use it more in this effect on a smaller scale around the edges, because if I don't have orange in the other signatures now, then it's going to not be cohesive. So I'm going to do that in the other signatures, some of the other signatures as well. So I'm just going to do that, and then I'll be back with a new page and we'll do something else. Okay, we're back now with this page. So what do we want to do? Let's do some walnut stain around the edges. It's a good Okay, there we go. Turned out quite well. I love these pages with the writing on. This next stage of decorating after we've done all the edges and the inking and everything. I'm going to come back and go over these letters and emboss them. So that's pretty cool. Right. Okay, so this page needs some lightening up, so we're going to do some gold splatter. I'm not going to splatter on the rose in the corner because we will do something with that later. Okay, and we're going to do some white splatter. Let me dry this first, so I'll be back. Okay, there we go, that's that page finished. Now we're going to flip over to this side. We're going to do this page. And I don't think I want to do gold splatter on here, but maybe just white splatter. Okay, there we go. Went around these nice pieces with some watercolor pencil. I think it makes it stand out quite nicely. And then I did some writing there. There we go, we have signature 1. I'm not too happy with this page, so I may add something else. But we will be adding lace and etc. later on. There we go. Now I am going to finish the other 4 off camera. Thank you all for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe, as well as check out my other platforms on TikTok, Instagram and Facebook, as well as my Ko-Fi shop where I sell beautiful digital designs. And remember, drink coffee and craft your heart out. Bye!